Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all doing fine. I hope you're having fun. I hope, however your season is going, I hope this week is going to be exciting for you. This is going to be a wildcard week, guys. So, let's get started. Obviously, I've just not finalized my FPL team. This is the team which I kind of made yesterday. Tinkered a lot, but haven't actually pressed the transfer button, so that's the reason you can see this team. Hey Lightrays, hey Ahmed. And the reason again, guys, you have to know that why I decided to use my wildcard. And yeah, I have wildcarded Fudzil. Yes, I did wildcard. The reason was I had Reece James, who picked up an injury, and that was the most unfortunate time to pick up an injury, because it was a game against Leeds, and I was hoping that Reece James would come good this game week for me, but didn't work out. Didn't work out that way in the end. So yeah, I had to wildcard, and along with that, I had Patterson, who was not kind of playing, and a couple of other problems as well in my team. So sometimes you just have to kind of bite the bullet and make some decisions which might not which were not originally my plan. Obviously, wildcard this week was not the plan, but sometimes you have to adjust and play. And especially with one more reason for wildcarding this game week was that my last week didn't go well. I mean, I didn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold, I didn't have Martinelli. I went for Darwin, who didn't play. Unfortunately, didn't play one game, and the one he played, he didn't score. So and then I had Salah as well, Patterson, along with that, in the end, I just kind of, it was just, I had Nketiah as well, who was injured. So there was like 7-8 moves which I wanted to make. So that's the reason I pulled the trigger. Didn't want to, the thing is, I could survive this without using my wildcard, but I just would have to keep taking hits, and I'm not sure that there's much upside left in the season to kind of wildcard. In let us say game week 33. So that's the reason I decided that it's better to take the advantage of 2 double game weeks coming up, having 10-11 players for the blank game week. So I think it's a good strategy. The only thing would be hard navigating game week 32. So that you obviously either you use your free hit or you use your free transfers to make your team suitable for the free hit, and you can use the free hit to kind of gain more advantage in a double game week. But that's the only drawback or con of using the wildcard now. Otherwise everything is fine, like the strategy is fine. By the way, this team is not final, guys. My let me just show you here. So guys, one thing which you should notice, if you want to wildcard, if you kind of go with Rhea in your defense as your keeper, then you get more players in just a second here. So you get more players in game week 28, because otherwise if you go with Rhea, you're possibly stuck on 10 players, because Brighton blank in game week 28. So in this if you have Kepa, you can actually play Kepa, and that way you have 11 players for game week 28 and instead of 10 players. So this could be one strategy which could be used to navigate this kind of fixture, blank game week 28. Hang on, guys, just a second. I hope everybody can see my screen. Yeah, I hope you can. Everybody knows the value of Haaland, Kane anyway. So anyways, so guys, see, this is the structure of the team. Just a second, guys. It's just for some reason it's appearing bigger than it should. I don't know, Streamlabs has been acting up a little bit. Guys, give me a second. I need to. try and fix this if I can. If not, then I'm just gonna go forward with this one. I guess. Okay. So Matea asks, what is your strategy to get Bruno back then? Well, the strategy is simple, Matea. I mean, you know, when I get maybe I'm gonna get Haaland out for Watkins, or you know, that way I'm gonna have enough cash for 29 to get Bruno in place of you know, whoever I want to get him in place of. So I think the plan is pretty simple, like as of now in my mind. I'm gonna roll my transfer this week in game week 27. Then before game week 28, I'm gonna get Watkins. You know, depends on which wildcard draft I go with. I'm gonna have 10 or 11 players, and then in game week 29, I'm gonna get Bruno Fernandes. And depends, I might get another United player as well, depending on which defender I fancy in terms of United. Some people might go for a Manchester United goalkeeper thinking about game week 29, and that's also not a bad ploy, you know. And later on you can just get Haaland back in place of whoever, like Ivan Toney or whoever you want to go for. So yeah, that's the basic strategy. So you lose Kane down the line. I don't lose Kane down the line, no. I mean I'll take out Haaland for Bruno Fernandes, and yeah, I mean obviously if I'm gonna have to get Haaland back, then I can lose Kane, but it all depends on the permutations, because if I get Bruno Fernandes in place of Saka, I might not need too much money to do that, you know. So yeah, it depends on the permutations. I might end up keeping Kane as well, but for now I'm thinking about game week 29. I'm gonna get Bruno Fernandes, and after game week, you know, basically in game week 30, I'm gonna get so game week, I'm not gonna own Haaland in game week 28, 29, and in game week 30 I'm gonna get Haaland back. So I have to that's the kind of the plan right now. Need to kind of make it up as we go, because sometimes you know, like make plans, but sometimes they don't materialize the way you think it is. Reece James is such a problem. That's the reason I had to kind of wildcard him out, my friend. It's just too much. Every time I play him, either he gets subbed at 59 minutes, either he concedes a stupid goal, misses a chance. I had enough. Yeah, shock can be the option. My Lotaf says, good morning, Viz. I'm playing my wildcard game week 27. Is this acceptable? See, my friend, the reason I could also play my wildcard in game week 27, you need to understand one thing. Once you wildcard, you lose all the previous transfers which you make. So basically, if I you know, wildcard in 26 and roll my transfer in 27, I'm gonna get 2 transfers in 28. But if you kind of make wildcard in 27, then you just get 1 transfer before game week 28. So that's the only thing. The earlier you wildcard, the more free transfers can come in handy later on. Because once you wildcard, you lose all your free transfers, you know, previously which you've made towards building your team. That's the only thing. Otherwise, I think it's okay to wildcard in 27 as well. Hey Pedro, I hope you're doing well, bro. Says, hey Wiz, I've seen a wildcard draft with De Gea instead of Ariza Balaga. Makes sense for the longer term, perhaps, but I'm not keen on the extra cost. What do you reckon? I agree, Pedro. I've been saying, like, you can go with De Gea as well, and that's especially, you know, very desirable since United double in game week 29, and after that they have some good fixtures to come, and also they're going to be fighting for, you know, possibly the title, you know, and so I think having United players is a good idea anyway, starting from game week 29. Sounds good, but I would feel much better having Saka on my bench boost. But yeah, it all depends, you know. It's just the basic plan. You need to have a kind of a backbone of the transfer plan for the upcoming weeks, which you can kind of stick to or change depending on whatever your strategy is. But that all depends whether you have a plan or not. So at least I like to have a framework in mind which I can later on change. That's the thing. G-Red says Botman over Share. Yeah, I mean, I went for Botman just because basically it costs less, and Share was a bit of an injury scare, you know, so I didn't want to take a chance. and also I need money. Better to save some money in the bank. So this is another strategy, guys. Matthias says sounds okay. Dude. Fadli says I fancy McAllister if he plays at 10. I agree. I mean, McAllister is good. I mean, March is just taking set pieces. That is the reason many people are going with March. But McAllister is good. SH says, hello, Wiz. Is this team confirmed? No, SH, it is not confirmed yet, bro. Unfortunately, it is not confirmed. But I'm going to confirm it 15 minutes to go. I started the stream 15 minutes early today because it was wildcard day. I wanted to speak to everybody and kind of talk about dilemmas. But, I have a couple of drafts which I'm going through in my mind. And I'm going to fix my team at with 15 minutes to go to the deadline. That's when my team is going to be final. SH Barry says, hey Wiz, missed the deadline last week, but it didn't push me down too bad. Do you think -8 this week would be a bad option? Barry, it depends on the -8, my friend. If -8 gives you a really good team and saves your wildcard, then I don't think -8 is a bad option. But thing is, many people using their wildcards, this -8 will push your rank down a little at the start of the game week. But if you can make it up during the game week and your team is a really good setup for the upcoming 2, 3, 4 weeks, then I don't think it's a bad option. Hey Buckshot, I hope you're doing well, bro. Looking forward to the wildcard. Yep. I've been tinkering since yesterday, since I've activated my wildcard. I was thinking to save it, but Reece James's injury, Nketiah injury just pushed me over the line, my friend. Is Gabriel in the Brazilian squad? I don't think so. If you're asking about Gabriel, the defender, right? I don't have an idea, but I don't think so. I think the defenders are. I mean, after the Thiago Silva injury, I don't know what they're gonna do. But as far as I know right now, I don't think he is, my friend. And I wish Gabriel Jesus becomes fit quickly. But I also hope that they don't invite him for the Brazil squad, because that is where he got injured last time during the World Cup. Marco says, I'm using my wildcard, still have Saliba in my team. Is it worth switching to Gabriel or Zinchenko despite the loss in team value? Marco, I think Saliba is a good option from the Arsenal defense. The problem is Saliba is the least attacking of them. Yes, he did score a goal against Bournemouth. Last time he played, it scored a worldie against Bournemouth. But technically speaking, he's always the last player. And Gabriel, sometimes, when he goes, he attacks the set pieces much better than Saliba does. So Saliba did score 3 goals this season. I think one against Brentford, one against Bournemouth, and the another one was, if I remember correctly, it was an assist. 2 goals and an assist, I think. So yeah, but I feel Gabriel is more attacking, and Zinchenko has been really good in the past few weeks. So yes, you can do it. Estupinan or Davies? Davies. You mean Tottenham player? I'd say Estupinan because he's got double game week coming up. But then he says -12 and I get 10 blank game week 28, 13 double game week 29. I'm not doing a -12 now, but in total till game week 29, I will be taking a -12, -16. This is the reason I wildcarded Fadzli. I wanted to avoid all those hits and have a good team for these game weeks. Sometimes these hits can kind of push you down every week. That's the reason. Who is the best replacement for Mahrez? Honestly, if you don't have 3 Arsenal players, I think you can go with Odegaard. This week, I think personally you can go with somebody like, one of the Brighton midfielders, because they've got a double game week coming up, But technically speaking, I would go with Maddison. If you ask me the best replacement like for like, the similar value, I like Maddison a lot because he's got a double game week in 29 as well. And when he plays for Leicester, I think the overall Leicester team plays really well when Maddison plays. Who should I start this week? Trent or Emerson Royale? If I was you, I'd start Trent, my friend. Trent played really well in the last game week. Although Liverpool defense isn't the best, but the game against Manchester United is always at a different level. So if you own Trent, then start Trent. Tierney will play Europa League and Zinchenko should be fine. I think Zinchenko, when he's fit, he's nailed on to start in the Premier League, my friend. I don't think there's a problem there. The only issue is in some matches when Arteta doesn't fancy like Zinchenko, he plays like Takehiro Tomiyasu on the left back, just because he wants to curtail some of the players. For example, against Salah, he played Tomiyasu. So he sometimes he man marks the players on that wing with Tomiyasu. Otherwise, I think Zinchenko is pretty much nailed. Tierney is not getting anywhere near the squad when he actually plays. Sarah says, hey, Wiz, Henry versus Pinnock and Botman versus Shear, who would be the better pick? Honestly speaking, Zara, I think out of Henry and Pinnock, I think Henry is an attacking left wing back. He, goes up and down the flank. So he has more of an assist potential. Pinnock is more of a goal threat. So, if I had to choose one, I think I would go with Henry. And Botman versus Shear. If I had the money, I would possibly pick Shear because he's a goal threat, sometimes takes free kicks as well, long shots, and from set pieces as well. But I don't think there's much to choose between because Botman is not very attacking in that sense. But we're not picking the Newcastle defender, the second Newcastle defender for their attacking points anyways. So we might get early Man City team news for today, owners. To be honest with you, most people this week, unless you own somebody like Riyad Mahrez, Phil Foden, or Rico Lewis, I don't think we really need the City team news because it's a very difficult game against Newcastle, and I think they're going to be playing a very strong team anyway. Lotaf says, hi, was excellent point about the wildcard now. With 2 free transfers for game week 28, maybe Haaland to Watkins in 28 and Bruno in for 29. Well, that is exactly the plan, my friend, my Lotaf. I would move on Haaland for Watkins in 28 and get Bruno in 29. That is exactly the plan. And to get Haaland back in game week 30. That's the basic plan, the framework of my team, and I will change it as I feel going forward. Thank you so much for your comment, my friend. Matthias says Gabriel is not in the Brazilian squad. That is enough for me to pick him over Zinchenko. Matching his Sporting is also a factor. To be honest with you, I think Arsenal are going to prioritize the Premier League over the Europa League this season, Mattea. And Gabriel, I think centre backs are one of the most nailed on players in the team because none of the managers want to change their centre backs too much. So I think Gabriel is going nowhere. Even if he plays in the Europa League, I still feel because Arsenal don't have a like-for-like change in Gabriel. For example, if any of the centre backs get injured, we don't have a equally good replacement in that sense. Obviously Rob Holding and others. We do have, and we brought in this Jakob Kivior guy from Italy as well. But they're not at the same level as Saliba or Gabriel. I think if any of our centre backs gets injured, what Arteta's going to do is move Ben White to centre back, and then he's going to play Tomiyasu at right back. That's the only thing which Arteta can do. So I think White is also an option in that sense from Arsenal. CAV says, I've on wildcard I have a few dilemmas: Raya and Emerson, or Forster and Henry. Is it worth moving Gabriel to Zinchenko and Martinelli to Odegaard? And Martinelli or Odegaard? To be honest with you, Ryan and Emerson sounds better to me, to be honest with you. And Gabriel to Zinchenko, I think it's not a move that is important to make. It all depends on what you think about. See, the next 3 matches Arsenal play are against teams who concede a lot of set pieces and who concede a lot of goals to set pieces. So in that sense, I think Gabriel might be the better option considering the next 3 game weeks, So if you have the money and if you already have Gabriel, I will keep him out of Martinelli and Odegaard. See, Martinelli, I think Odegaard is more nailed on to play the 90 minutes. Martinelli is going to be on and off. Yes, he scored 26 points last week and 10 points the game week before. But I still feel that, with Gabriel Jesus coming back, Leandro Trossard, Martinelli is fighting here in the same position where Trossard plays, or Eddie Nketiah when he's injured. Otherwise Martinelli is when Gabriel Jesus comes back, he takes the number 9 spot. Then basically Eddie Nketiah, Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli are fighting for the 1 spot which is left, which is the left wing. So long term, I think Martinelli is not a great option. Short term, I think Martinelli can be an explosive option to go for. So if you plan to transfer him out for Bruno Fernandes in the coming weeks, then I think you can go with Martinelli over Odegaard. Also, I would like to tell you why many people are selecting Odegaard is because of the the reverse fixture bias, because in the last fixture against Bournemouth, Odegaard scored 2 goals. So people are kind of having a bias as well with Odegaard a little bit. Does anybody think Lewis will start? Michael, I think I saw some predictions on Twitter with MI Jump the Wave. In those predictions, they don't think that Lewis is going to start. I think Lewis was 4% to start. Many of the people seem to think that Kyle Walker is going to start. Ake, Kyle Walker, Diaz, I think who was the other one? I think Akanji, was it? Yeah. So yeah. So only 4% of the fans seem to think that he's going to start. So be wary about that, bro. Thinking of James, De Bruyne and Gnotto out. For me, Mitoma, McAllister and Kane. I wouldn't... Taking a hit for Kane, I don't think you need to get Kane this week, my friend. I think... See, Kane doesn't have a double game week coming up. The fixture isn't all that easy as well. So, James and De Bruyne is fine, I think, if you want to make just those 2 transfers, bro. Mings or Botman? I would go with the... See, Mings has a game in 28, so yes, you can definitely consider Mings. To be honest with you, none of these has much of an attacking threat or an attacking upside. Based on the fixtures and how your team looks, if you want a player for game week 28, then obviously I think, in 28, both Botman plays against Nottingham Forest and Mings plays against Bournemouth at home. It's a difficult one, to be honest with you. I'd say Botman. Just a little, but Mings has a slightly more attacking threat than Botman. Obviously, Botman plays for a very good defensive team. Still has the most clean sheets in the league. Do you prefer double Brighton defense with Madders over double Brighton in midfield? CAV, the problem is, I've been thinking about it. This is not my final team, by the way. I've got a multiple drafts, but I wanted to show people what this team gives me. Basically 11 players for game week 28. If I go with the other team which you're talking about, which is the template team, to let's say we go for Mitoma or McAllister, whichever one you go for it. That's obviously your own choice. So this is the team which you're basically talking about, right? So Stupinan, Henry, Zinchenko, Rizabalaga. Yeah. So this is the team which you're talking about, my friend. In which I've got 2 Brighton. I've got 2 Brighton defense. The problem is, Stupinan blanks in game week 28. These 2 blank in game week 28 as well. And this team then gives me only 10 players for game week 28. Because Solly March is gonna blank, Mitoma gonna blank, Stupinan gonna blank. So and Haaland, obviously, I'm gonna have to transfer out Haaland as well. So that's the issue. Otherwise, also Rashford's gonna blank. So I've got four blanking players there, and if I have Sanchez, I could easily play Arrizabalaga in place of Sanchez, and then I'll have 2 Brentford defenders to cover up in my defense. Yeah, it all depends on what your transfer plan is and how you kind of plan for the future. Planning to bench boost in gaming 29? Yes, definitely, my friend. Definitely. That's the only reason I'm using my wildcard, because I have to get the bench boost out of the way in game week 29. Hi, do you plan to use your free hit in 28? Lee, I don't need... If I make this wildcard team, I don't need to use my free hit in 28 because I'm going to have 11 players in game week 28. So there's absolutely no need to use my free hit in 28. I might use it in game week 32, yes, if I cannot get a decent enough team with my free transfers, and I don't want to change the entire structure of my team just because of one blank game week, I might use my free hit in game week 32, yes. Abhijit says, so everyone's on a wildcard, huh? Yeah, well, one of the reasons of... I was not on my wildcard since yesterday, but I think the injuries to Eddie Nketiah and Reece James pushed me over the line, bro. FPL Sam says, no Reece James in the squad. You see, this is the reason I wildcarded. I had to get him out. 5.8 million hole in my pocket every week. Game week 32, both keepers blank. A bad reason to lock into free hit there. Yes, that is the issue, Jirid. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, if I feel that I'm going to have to change the structure of my team too much, because the thing is, I most of the times I don't want to use my free hit in game week. You know, I don't want to use my free hit in a blank game week. I always like to use my free hit in a double game week to gain the advantage. But if need be, because I've wildcarded early this season, if need be, then I might use my free hit in 32. Yes. Saving my wildcard Mahrez to Saka for a -4. Yes, Todd. Why not? If you have a team good enough to save your wildcard, then do save it. But remember, we have to because of the FA Cup fixtures and how they've panned out, there's not going to be a bigger double game week than game week 29 to bench boost. So be wary about that, bro. Troy Vinny says, your live stream is the best, bro. Thank you so much, Troy. I really appreciate your comments, my friend. I hope you're doing well this season. Best Brentford defender. Tanlam, to be honest with you, there is no best Brentford defender in the sense of... because the best defenders, we mean they're attacking points as well as the clean sheet potential, and all the Brentford defenders, they have the same clean sheet potential, right? So in the attacking sense, I would possibly go with Henry. He's a left wing back, runs up and down the flank, creates a lot of chances as well, although doesn't have much to show in terms of returns in FPL, but I think he's one of the better options. If you want the most nailed on, then you should go with Ben Mee. Mitoma or Mahrez this week? Josie, I mean, if you have, the thing is, not many fans are expecting Mahrez to start this week. Let me see. So only 15% of the fans expect Mahrez to start. So if I was you, I would not keep Mahrez, my friend. Yes, Todd, this is exactly what my plan was. I was just tinkering here and showing showing the options. That was exactly what my team was looking like before I tinkered. I should write my team down, because at the end it could turn into trumpets, guys. We don't like trumpets, do we? I kind of forgot my own team. I think... Yeah. Hang on. See, tinkering too much also doesn't help sometimes, guys. So it was Henry and... not Henry, I mean Henry. And yeah. So this was the kind of team which I had conjured up. And yeah. It was looking alright to me. And still thinking at the back of my mind, I have a couple of things which I have in my mind. I might make some changes. But yeah, this looks good to me. Playing Ariza Blaga this week and benching Sanchez. That way I'll have like 11 players in game week 29 with 0.3 in the bank. Tariq says, why not remove Haaland? Game week 26, he isn't needed as a captain. In game week 27, you have so many players that have great fixtures. I agree with that, my friend. I mean, if you want, you can remove Haaland and, for example, you can straight away get Ollie Watkins in right now, and you can save those transfers, or you can possibly get somebody like Iheanacho. The problem is, Haaland is so highly owned. If he kind of goes and bangs, then your rank suffers so badly. And I mean, my rank is already like 500k, and I don't want, like, it's 85% owned player, and you don't own him. You're taking a risk. That's the issue, and I don't want on my wildcard to like transfer out a player who's so heavily owned. You have to sometimes see, some players are a sword, some players are a shield. Haaland at this moment in time is a shield. You have to protect your rank, and then you have to attack with the sword. This, I mean, like this game week, all these Brighton players, they can be your swords. Maddison is a sword, 4.7%. Maddison is a sword. Pinnock, 0.6%. Looks like the entire world is on wildcard, but Pinnock is 0.6%. 2.5 sword. Ivan Toney, obviously not a sword, 31%. So you see, these players are the ones which are swords. Zinchenko, I'm not sure how much he's owned, but not to see 13.2%. Ariza Balaga, 8.8%. These players are going to be my swords. Estupinan, although I'm not going to play him this game week, is 6.7%. You see, even Solly March, 6.9%. These players are the swords, my friend. Sometimes you need a balance of all-out attack versus all-out defense. No worries, Todd. But this is still not my final team. I'm gonna lock in a little bit later. I'm thinking at the back of my mind. Still have a lot of time because I started the stream 15 minutes earlier today. Martinelli or Odegaard? If you want a player for a short time, explosive potential, I think you go with Martinelli. If you want a long-term player who is like nailed on for 90 minutes, you go with Odegaard. Tariq says, oh yeah, I already answered that. Emerson or Mings? Emerson seems to be the better option, being attacking lately as well. The only thing is you have to consider that in game week 28, Mings plays against Bournemouth at home and Emerson plays Southampton away. I think both fixtures are good. I would go with Emerson possibly. I don't have money in the bank for Tony, so Nketiah to Mbeumo may be a good option. I think Mbeumo is a decent enough option, so GTS. You can go with Mbeumo. Remember that people might be also put off Ivan Toney because of this this news that Ivan Toney has pleaded guilty for all the charges of betting and stuff. But remember, guys, the hearing of the trial is in April. He's not going anywhere soon. So, don't let that put you off from getting Ivan Toney. Captain Paul is interesting. Still think I'll go Haaland. Yeah, my friend, definitely. I put it out there for everybody to know everybody's opinion on that. You see, it's interesting that people think Saka is a good option as well this week. Sometimes, you have to kind of, make do with stuff. By the way, guys, I have one more thing I would like to point out. If you think that, you're going to go with the Zinchenko, the next 3 teams which Arsenal are going to play, Bournemouth, Fulham, Crystal Palace, and even Leeds, they concede so many chances to set pieces. So, technically speaking, Gabriel could also be a great option. Remember this before you kind of lock your wild card. Yep. I don't already answered that. Viz, is Trossard a player to consider looking at Odegaard, Saka, and Trossard? I would not go with Trossard, my friend. The thing is, Trossard is never going to play 90 minutes. He's more going to be a player who starts the game on a very few occasions. Most of the times he's going to come off the bench as an impact substitute, especially when Gabriel Jesus comes back. Trossard is going to be competing for the same spot with Martinelli. So right now he's in the team because Gabriel Jesus is out. And if you see, like Gabriel Jesus, Arteta has said is already like very close to coming back. 1 or 2 games and Jesus is going to be back. As soon as he comes back, Trossard's minutes and Martinelli's minutes, they're all going to become shared. So that's the reason I'm going with Odegaard on my wildcard. Estupinan will be playing in Australia a few days before Game Week 29. I agree with that, my friend. But sometimes you have to take these chances. And it's not like that, it's the end of the world. If he gets injured, we can just transfer him out. That's all we can do. You have to sometimes take these chances, my friend. Would Maddison for Rashford be mad? I think you should not transfer out Rashford, to be honest with you. I think Rashford is in such good form. He's in the form of his life, and I think it could be, again, it could act as a sword against your team if you transfer out Rashford now. See the ownership of Rashford, 53.7%. I would not take him out, my friend. Personally, I would not. If you want to get Maddison, get him for somebody else, not for Rashford. Subhajit says, I have Gakpo in my squad. Gakpo to Martinelli is a good option, but I have to take a hit of -4 for that. Oh, this is a difficult one, my friend. The problem again, Martinelli is a good option, but is not nailed on as much as you think. Rashford or Tarkowski? Rashford, 100%. So Vajit, to be honest with you, if I was you, I would possibly not move for Martinelli. Then move for, if you want to take a -4, at least take a player who's more nailed on, like Odegaard. Otherwise don't do it at all. No, Salam, this is not my final lineup, bro. Final lineup 15 minutes before the deadline. Tinkering right now as well. Fadli says, thoughts on Wildcard 27. Want to wildcard, but Felix against Leeds is like a 1 week punt for me. Fadli, to be honest with you, it's just a matter of one free transfer or 2 free transfers before game week 28. Otherwise, I have nothing against Wildcard 27. Like, basically, if I wildcard now in 26, I'll have 2 free transfers before blank game week 28. Even if I make 1 transfer before that, like Haaland to Watkins, I'll have 2 free transfers before game week 29 to get Bruno Fernandes and maybe Luke Shaw in my team. So, at least it gives me a structure that way. If you kind of don't do that, then there's going to be a problem, because you'll have 1 free transfer, and then if you move, or you get straight away, you get Watkins on your game week 27 wildcard in place of Haaland. So it all depends on the structure, bro. Totally. Me, Pinnock, and Henry in order. I'd say Henry, me, and Pinnock. Henry, the thing is, there's not much to choose between them, Malta. The thing is, Henry and Pinnock, they have slightly better attacking stats than Ben Mee, but Ben Mee is more nailed on, So that's the thing. And from set pieces, Ben Mee is equally dangerous. So yes, definitely Mee should, I think, based on the starting, they all start, Henry, Pinnock, and Mee. So I'd say Henry should go in number 1. Pinnock and Mee, they're equal for me. Maybe because Ben Mee is valued a little bit more than Pinnock, then I'd say let's place Pinnock on number 2. Bring Maddison or Mitoma? See, Barry, that's a difficult question, because if you want to target the double game week in 27, then you should go with Mitoma, because in 27, Maddison plays against Chelsea. It's not the easiest fixture, although it's at home, but it's not the easiest fixture. So, as long as you have 3 Brighton players, that's fine. If not, then you can think about going with Mitoma and get Maddison before game week 29. Just thinking, Liverpool 4 clean sheet in a row in the Premier League. United also blank in 28. Yeah, that's true, but Liverpool didn't play against United, my friend. United are in the form of their lives, and so is Rashford. They just won the Carling Cup, or the Carabao Cup, whatever it's called now. But, they're going to be confident. It's going to be a very good game to watch, to be honest with you. I just don't want to have too much stake in that game. Fadli says, you're going to do in 32. We probably have 3 United, 3 Brighton, and Haaland that will blank. I'm going to, if push comes to shove, I'm going to use my free hit in 32 then. How many single game week players do you expect in game 29? I think, Todd, I'm expecting about 2 double game week, single game week players, and expecting 13 double game week players in game week 29. And I'm going to use my bench boost then. George, the plan is simple. I'm going to roll my transfer in game week 27. I'm going to take out Haaland and get Watkins in game week 28. Have 2 transfers before game week 29. And then get somebody like Bruno Fernandes in place of one of the midfielders. And get and get Luke Shaw as well with my 2 free transfers. And then in game week 30, I'm going to get Haaland back. So that way it'll help me navigate. And I'm going to bench boost before game week, bench boost in game week 29. That gives me around 13 double game week players and 2 single game week players as well. So, and also gives me 10 players for 10 or 11 players for blank game week 28. The problem with this team is it gives me a headache in game week 32, and I'll possibly have to use my free hit in game week 32 rather than in a double game week, and that's the only downside with this plan. I hope I made it clear. Mahrez or Douglas Luiz? Tiger, I don't understand, my friend. They just can't compare these 2 players. But I don't expect Mahrez to start this week. That's the issue. Have you think about how many double you get? Fadzili, the thing is, I'm going to have so many free transfers, my friend. After game week 30, I'm going to start building towards game week 34, and game week 37. I'm going to have 4 free transfers to put my squad in the right position for game week 34. You know, if I have to take 1 or 2 hits, it won't matter. In the long term, my team would be set. That's the plan. I would not have wildcarded if I would not be carrying somebody like Patterson. See, I had McNeil, I had Tarkowski, I had Patterson, 3 Everton players. I had injured Reece James, I had Eddie Nketiah. You know, so it was all in all. I was having to fight too many fires, and this is the reason I wildcarded. This is my reason, bro. Please, I mean, I'm not convincing anybody to wildcard here. I'm telling you the reason why I have wildcarded. You know, everybody has their own teams. Everybody has their own style of playing. You know, and remember, Twitter is a very small world. So if you feel everybody on Twitter or many of the big content creators, they are kind of wildcarding, don't get the urge to follow them, guys. Everybody has their own teams, their own style of play, so follow your heart and your instinct and the plan which you have for the upcoming doubles and blanks. If it fits, then do wildcard. If it doesn't, then, you know, use your wildcard according to the team and to maximize the potential of your team. Do you have a plan if Haaland doesn't start? Yeah, I'll move on for Watkins. It's very simple. George says, that's the big decision for me, whether to sell Haaland or not. I have Kane, Watkins, 3 Arsenal, so not wildcarding. That's fine, my friend. I had 3 Arsenal as well. I had Saka, I had Nketiah, you know, but the thing is Nketiah is not playing, so that's the issue. George, don't get the urge to get forced into a wildcard. If your team looks good for this game week, roll the transfer. Consider it when the time comes, you know. Don't get like suckered into the wildcard, what I want to say here. Why Maddison? I mean, you know, guys, I mean, I might not go for Maddison in the end. This is just a team which I was showing everyone, you know. So wait for my wildcard draft in the next 15 minutes. It's going to be probably very templatey. Maybe Maddison's going to go out. Who knows what's going to happen? But let's see. Let's see what happens. The thing is, if I get... The problem will also go with the Solly March or like Mitoma. You know, if I get both of them, it's going to be a big issue, you know, unnecessary headache for me. If I get 2 of those midfielders and now you don't know who to bench. That's the issue, you know. Martinelli or Odegaard? Tempted with Martinelli. Gio1, the thing is, I can't... before I answer that, let me answer Jug. Jug, Martinelli is fine, but the problem is he's a short-term explosive option. I think is good. If you want to later on, for example, in game week 29, move on Martinelli for Bruno Fernandes, then I think you should go with Martinelli. Short term, he's a good option because I don't think the next 2 games Gabriel Jesus gets a lot of game time anyway. But the thing is, long term, I think Odegaard is better because he plays 90 minutes in most of the games, you know. So that's the reason I went with Odegaard personally. About Maddison, Giovan, the thing is, he gets a double game week in 28. That's one of the reasons I thought about Maddison. In game week 29, he has a double game week against Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, which is very enticing, you know. And if I have to get Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw in game week 29, I don't think I'm gonna have. I don't think I'm gonna have to. I'm going to take a hit to bring in Maddison in that game week. So either I bring him in now or I don't get Maddison at all. That's the option which is open for me right now. You know, the only problem is in game week 27. He plays against Chelsea at home. You know, even this game week's fixture against Southampton away looks okay to me, decent, you know. But the issue is that, you know, like in game week 28, there might be a conflict of interest as Maddison, he plays against Brentford away. So, yeah. I hope I made myself clear. So I might not get Maddison in the end. I just put him in the team because I really want to get him. Unfortunately for me, I just you know, in the end I might end up going without him. Just a second, guys. By the way, guys, if you're thinking about one more question which a lot of people have in mind about Mitoma, March or McAllister. I mean, if you look at the stats, guys, I mean, Solly March has been taking the set pieces, corners and stuff, but his finishing is just not up to the mark, and that is the issue. Otherwise, Solly March's numbers are really good. TAV says currently around 30k rank, but Rashford out is tempting me. Would go great or awfully. If I was you, I would not transfer out Rashford, but you know, it all depends on the style you play the game, my friend. I'm at 500k and you are at 30k, so you're doing something which is right, and I'm, you know, I would not be in the right position to kind of give you this suggestion. So if your instinct tells you to go with Maddison over Rashford, then you know you should possibly consider it, my friend. No, I can only tell you what I feel or what the stats say, but sometimes instinct plays a role in FPL as well. Marco says, is Zinchenko not a minute's risk with the upcoming Europa fixtures? Marco, I think in the Europa League fixtures, I think Tierney is going to play. I don't think I don't think Zinchenko is going to get too much game time in those fixtures. So Zinchenko is not a risk for minutes, but Gabriel obviously is more nailed on. Yes, Zinchenko is liable to get taken off at 75 minutes, maybe for Tierney and stuff. So by the way, this team news and ticks just put out that he's going to leak the Manchester City team news on Instagram. So we'll have the team news very soon, guys. I'll let you know whatever the news is. Yeah, he's going to leak his team on Instagram. So let's see. I play fairly sensible, but every few game weeks I take a risk or two, pretty similar to yourself, I think. That's great, CAV. I see that your risks have paid off, and I really like that, my friend. I hope you go on and get that top 10k, considered to be the holy grail of FPL. Why Maddison right now? Guys, just Maddison is, it was just discussing a team, and I put Maddison in. I mean, I could get... By the way, guys, you know, you could even think about Harvey Barnes. He's been decent enough. If you don't have money for Maddison, I mean, you can think about Harvey Barnes as well. The problem is getting 3 Brighton players now, or, you know, the whole question here is Rhea. Whether to go with Rhea and to go with, let us say, Mitoma or McAllister or whatever you kind of... Whoever you fancy here, there's no rights or wrongs here, as I already told you. You know, there's no rights or wrongs here, so you can go with whoever you want to. So this is kind of the team here. Obviously, I've got too many these players. So yeah, Botman is gonna come in. Yeah, this is the basic team which I had in my mind. You know, but I've been thinking that this team doesn't give me 11 players for Game Week 28. It just gives me 10 players. You know, that's the reason I was tinkering around and thinking. And also in Game Week 29, Maddison is giving me a great double game week option, you know. So is Solly March and Mitoma but I just prefer Maddison in this case, you know. So I've been thinking, guys. By the way, if you get the team. If you get the team news from Team News and Ticks, please let me know, and please share it in the chat so we can tell everybody about this this news. Gasemi says, hi Wiz, is having Martinelli and Odegaard and no Saka bad? To be honest with you, Gasemi, I would go with Saka. I always think that Saka is the best player. He's on penalties. So, in my opinion, I think one of those Arsenal players, I would prefer, you know, one of them to be Saka. Gio1 says, Maddison also has you at only 4 outfield players that blank in 28. That is exactly what I'm saying, my friend. You know, that's why I've been, you know, I was thinking about that team, you know, but... let's see how it goes in the end. Which draft I select. Manchester City already, guys. By the way, yes, this is true. If Manchester City team news comes, only if Haaland doesn't start, the site is going to blank. Otherwise, if Haaland starts, then I don't think the site is going to blank. I dropped out a bit. Have you discussed your plans for bench boost in double game week 29? Which players are you likely to bring in? Bruno, Salah? I'm not convinced with Manchester United fixtures in 29. Wilson captain. I'm gonna bring Bruno and Shaw, my friend. That's what I'm thinking. Captain Haaland or Martinelli? Out of these two, I would captain Haaland. Definitely. Geo1, yeah. That's the whole, like, the dilemma of the game is about game week 28, you know, because the Everton players, they're gonna blank in game week 28, you know, and Madison doesn't. But again, Madison has a difficult game, and if I get two like Brentford defenders, then there's a conflict of interest there as well. But obviously that always happens in this game anyway. Start any three: Akanji, Shaw, Gabriel. I would start Gabriel. I would start Tarkowski and Shaw. Difficult one, my friend. Very difficult one. So yeah, I mean, this is what my original team, which I had thought about, looks like in my mind. Zinchenko to Gabriel, me to Henry. Okay, that's fine. You know, this was that original team I came. This is the template team. This is not my original team, by the way. 10:45 London time, guys. 5 minutes. We're gonna get the Manchester City team news. Hopefully, no surprises or no bad surprises for anybody there. I'm telling you straight away, guys. If at all, you know, like Haaland doesn't play, then you know, I'm gonna. Zinchenko, did he go up in price last night? No, he didn't. So I'm gonna take out him, this guy, for Watkins. If Haaland is not starting, I'm just gonna take him out for Watkins. So yeah, let me just confirm the transfers. Let me just set my team, guys. You know, just in case something crazy happens. You know, you never know with this goddamn FPL servers. So it's better to kind of set my team. It would be absolutely... Why not Watkins for Kane? Could save a transfer in 28 as Haaland blanks in 28 as well. I know that, FPL Jug. Is Eric Dyer a good option instead of a double Newcastle with... Eric Dyer is a fine option. I mean, you can even think about Emerson Royale. Eric Dyer doesn't attack that much. And Emerson Royale is attacking as well. So you can think about Emerson Royale too, my friend. So in this case, Mitoma... Yeah, I mean, this looks okay. Shivam, hello Shivam, I hope you're doing well, my friend. I mean, FPL, you could go with Watkins, yes. I mean, Kane, see, we can go with Watkins as well. There's not much issue there. I mean, Kane has this fixture. And also has this fixture, you know, and I mean, these fixtures are good, especially in the weeks when most of the other teams are blanking and we can move on Haaland for Watkins. So sometimes you have to kind of make do, and you know, Nottingham Forest at home and Southampton away are good fixtures. It's fine, definitely. If you want to go with Watkins, it's not a bad option. I am going to get Watkins, but just gonna get him in game week 28 instead of now. That's the same thinking with... Will Barnes starts? Could you show his data, my friend? I think I think Barnes is gonna start. Barnes' data. Just a second here. I'm gonna try and show you Barnes' data, my friend. Just give me a second here. Bear with me, guys. Just a second. Actually, I made my transfers, so it took me to the wrong page. Right. Barnes. So yeah, Barnes has started most of the games here under Brendan Rodgers. There's no problem with the minutes here. And you know, even against he scored against Tottenham. He created 2 assists. Even against Manchester United, Barnes played really well. I mean, De Gea made a couple of really good saves. Otherwise, he could have scored as well. The XG against Manchester United was 0.47, which is really, really good. against Arsenal, the entire Leicester team was bad, so we can't blame him for not doing much against Arsenal. But otherwise, I think if you don't have money for Maddison, I think Harvey Barnes can be a decent option as well. Best 1 week punt. Ivan Toney, I'd say. Maybe not a differential punt, but he's a good option, you know. Against... I mean, he's a decent option. Fulham is a good team as well. There's not really a fixture which really stands out to take a punt. I mean, Arsenal, you already have 3 Arsenal players, so it's not like worth considering a punt. So yeah, I'd say Ivan Toney can be a good option, my friend. One week. Martinelli. Interesting. This is interesting. I like that, Giovan. Martinelli can be a good option. Yes, I agree with that. Actually, I think he's going to start the same team. Trossard, Martinelli. And without Nketiah is going to be at the center of things. I know, my friend. I mean, I had such a mind to get Martinelli, you know. But the thing is, if I am going to have to move on Saka later on, then keeping Odegaard makes more sense than keeping Martinelli. Yeah, Qasim, I think Martinelli is a really good shout if you don't have him. Captaining Foden, risk worth it. We're gonna know the team very soon. Then you can decide, Giovan. Oh, sorry, you can decide, Shivam. We're gonna know very soon whether Foden is starting or not. If he starts, then you can take a punt. But if you have Haaland, then you can obviously most of the people are gonna put it on Haaland anyway. You know that's going to happen in the end, right? Even I'm still not sure I have to put it on Saka. Odegaard or Martinelli captain? Whoa. George, this is a difficult one, my friend. I mean, if you had Saka, that would have been a different question, but Odegaard or Martinelli? I'd say if you have to take a chance on one of these two, I'd say take it on Martinelli. He'd be confident scoring 2 goals. I just hope Bournemouth doesn't defend too deep, you know. That's going to be a problem. Pinnock over me for the extra 0.6 million is worth. Yeah, he starts all the games anyway, so the only thing me offers you is maybe, you know, more security. But he's started the last 15 games, Pinnock, so I don't think there's the problem. So team news is out, guys. Mahrez is not starting. Just for game week 26-27, Watkins or Iheanacho? Watkins, my friend. I'd say he's in better form, scoring goals. 5 consecutive games he scored goals, so why not go with Watkins straight away? Guys, Mahrez is not starting. For anybody who owns Mahrez, Mahrez is not starting. I need to, I think I need to lock my team as well. Let me have a drink of water. Crazy times. The people, you know, like the decisions are who to start between Mitoma and March. Are you selling Saka? No, not right now, my friend, no. Only that much news and nothing more. Start Shaw or Trent. I would start Trent. Shivam says, De Gea, Estupinan, Shaw, me, Almiron, Martinelli. Last minute tips, please. That looks good to me, my friend. Almiron, maybe, you know, if you have somebody else, or maybe transfer out Almiron for somebody like Mitoma or Solly March, you can do it. Ode or Martinelli under game week 29, since I'm taking one of them out for Bruno. The answer is McAllister. Could be. Could be. Don't worry, Aaron. Just activate your wildcard and your hit is going to get wiped out. Guys, just a second. Aaron, don't worry about the hit which you've taken, a -40 hit. That's not gonna be a problem. Just make one more transfer and activate your wildcard now. All the hits which you've taken, they're gonna get wiped out. Don't worry about that. It's alright. Start March or Mitoma. I think Mitoma just, but it's difficult, guys. Later on, I don't know, what's gonna happen here. But if I was selecting one, I would possibly select Mitoma. McAllister versus Mitoma is my concern now. Well, Mitoma's got the worst stats of them out of all three of them, but he's the kind of player who can explode in one of these games. That's the issue with Mitoma, is just has that potential. If I had March and Mitoma, I would start Mitoma. I just subbed March out. Maybe next game week I'll bring him in. Alright, my friend, that's fine. Is this the final lineup, Wizard? Concerned about servers falling over, lol. I want a fancy without Mitoma. Let me set my team. Yeah, you can go without Mitoma, no problem, my friend. I mean, that's fine. I mean, McAllister is on penalties, by the way, if any of you are concerned, McAllister is on penalties for Brighton. And if you're going with Mitoma, curse the Pep Roulette. Why you got Odegaard, not Martinelli? Because he gets more minutes. With 300 rank overall, how does Martinelli captain punch sound to chase rank? 300k or 300 would have been amazing, my friend. You can punt on Martinelli, why not? Yes, but remember this, most of the people are going to be punting on Haaland captaincy, my friend. Be careful, be wary about that. Don't you think March won't make it through 60 since he get back from injury? I mean, I didn't get March for this game week, my friend. I got March for the next game week, in which he's going to play a double. So that's the reason I don't care about whether he plays 60 minutes in this game week or not. Guys, by the way, one more thing I have to tell you here. No worries, Aaron. That's what I'm here for, to save you from trauma, right? Don't worry about it, bro. Guys, by the way, I have to tell you one more thing. Be careful. Mahrez is not starting. That means Haaland is on penalties, guys. If City win a penalty, he's going to be on penalties. Be careful. I'm just telling you this just for the, because last time Mahrez took the penalty, so everybody was off him. So I'm telling you very clearly that, Haaland is on penalties today. If City win a penalty, then be careful. Let's go Foden. Are you planning on keeping Kepa or Raya this week? I think I will go with Kepa this week, my friend. I think one defender against Fulham is enough. Giovan, what does your team look like? Can you share it with me on Twitter in our group? I'll have a look. Major FOMO on Maddison. I had a major FOMO on Maddison as well, my friend. The thing is, then I might have to go for Maddison in game week 29 then. Still going to captain Arsenal. I think this is like when Rashford was a better captain. That is exactly what my thought is, George. Also, I don't want to captain in the first fixture. I don't want to go against Mahatma Gandhi. Never going against Mahatma Gandhi again. So yeah. Let's see what happens, guys. In the end, it's all just a slow, one or two differences. That's all there is to it. Who will be your captain? Sorry if you've already answered it. No issues, Todd. I think I'm going to captain Saka, my friend. That's fine, my friend. Does Rico start? Rico, we don't have this news. Do we have this news about who else starts? He just said that Mahrez is not starting. That's all he said. You're welcome, my friend. Early City team news. Wait until sell Mahrez. He's benched, my friend. He's benched. Mahrez is not playing, so you should make your transfers. Yep. All right, guys. Let me finalize my team now. I think we've gone through all of the pertinent questions. Just need to set my team, set my formation, and be done with it. So Gabriel, Henry, Trippier, Botman, Stupinan. I so much wanted to get Maddison, not getting him this week. Then the problem was they had to alter the entire team structure, and also gonna get only 10 players for game week 28. That's also a problem. But it is what it is, guys. I think this structure suits my team better, you know. Although 10 players in game week 28 might be a little bit of a pain, but I'm ready to take it. So I've selected Henry here, Trippier, Botman, Stupinan. Obviously starting I mean, I could, yes. I mean, the thing is, Solly, March, or McAllister. 6 minutes to go. Raya template or Sanchez? Where are you going? I'm going with Raya, I think, my friend. I think the problem with, Brighton is getting 2 defenders from Brighton. They don't keep enough clean sheets for me. That's the reason. Ever since I think De Zerbi joined them, I think they've kept 1 clean sheet away from home. If I'm not wrong, I think that's what I read in the stats yesterday. 6 minutes to go. I think I need to finalize my team here. Just a second here. Mitoma. Foden starts, by the way, guys. Foden starts. That's the news. Just checking. You know what? I really wanted to go with Maddison. Still not. Emerson or Stupinan. I think I would go with the Stupinan. You have to get, I mean, if you want to get, you can get me, but you can go with a cheaper defender as well. But anyways, just need to focus here. Just a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Go for Madison. Thank me later. Thinking, my friend. Just thinking. I still don't know what to do. Don't worry about it, my friend. Just a second. Need to lock my team. Hanji. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Right then, I think let's go with it. Let's lock the team. It's enough. I don't want to give anybody the... Madison was the only thing which is on my mind, because I want Madison in 29, then I might have to take a hit. That's the issue. Mitoma or March is again also the question in my mind. I don't know, because... So it's Zinchenko. I already decided that I'm gonna go with Gabriel. The thing is, the reason I selected to go with Gabriel is because I thought that Gabriel is more threat on set pieces. That's the only reason I went with him. Thanks, Wiz. I like you. Just don't say all the hype. No emotion decision. It makes worth listening. And you sound like... Thank you so much, Troy, for your wonderful comment. I just need to lock my team, my friend. I think the team is locked. Playing March over Mitoma is the only decision right now. That's the only decision which I have to make, and I think this is fine. Let's just go with March. Not even a decision, to be honest with you. I hope this works out, guys. I'm not gonna tinker too much now. I fancy Felix instead of Kane. Yeah, I think I'll just went with March then. I'm not gonna change it now, guys. Too much tension. Mitoma for the vibes. Yeah, vibes or no vibes. I went with what I thought was okay. I mean, went with the stats on this one. By the way, I'm gonna read Troy's comment again. He says, "Thanks, Wiz. I like you. Don't say all the hype. No emotion decisions. It makes it worth listening, and you sound like lovely." Thank you so much, Troy. I was just a little bit stressed out last time you said it. Thank you so much for the lovely comment, my friend. Fadli says, "Ditch the wildcard thought in the last minute." I just, I activated it last night so that I wouldn't have to worry about this decision, Fadzali. It's fine if you didn't activate it, but stick with your team. What a roller coaster for me. Well, FPL gives you all these weird emotions, doesn't it, guys? And I just hope for the best, guys. I just hope for the best. In the end, it wasn't too much. The only thing was the Madison thing, and yes, I wanted Madison so bad, but in the end, I decided that if I want him, then if I really, really want him in game week 29, then I'm going to get him no matter what. Because that was the real time I wanted him for. Thought his little drama. No trumpets in it. I fancy Felix instead of Kane this week, risky choice. That's fine, Salam. No problems, my friend. Kane is not essential. Nobody is essential in FPL except Erling Haaland at this moment in time. Just because he's a shield. Only the shields are essential. The swords can be your own, The way you attack is different, but the way you defend is always the same. Fadzili says 10 minutes before was going to wildcard, then took a -4 McAllister and Henry in for Salah and Patterson. Yes, Salah backing United. That's fine. It's going to be a very interesting game, to be honest with you. And look at these results as well, guys. I mean, look at this. I never expected this. The council has voted for Saka as captain, and I've gone for Saka as captain as well. I hope it works out. Jug also put his captaincy on Saka. And by the way, FPL Jug has been doing fantastic this season. I think his overall rank is close to 15k. And I hope you make it to that, the holy grail of FPL, which they say is top 10k. Jug, this is the season for you. Fadli says, Felix, one of the reasons for me not to wildcard. Maybe next week Chelsea have to win. Felix against Leeds at home. I hope he turned up. Thakif says, did you use your wildcard viz? Yes, Thakif, I did, my friend. Captaincy on Haaland, post-deadline regrets. No regrets, Zara. Once we make our decisions, no regrets. Remember that. We always say, in FPL, you have only a little bit of decision-making process in your hands. That is, you make one transfer, you activate a chip, or you put your captaincy on someone. Once you've made your decision, no regrets, guys. No regrets. Haaland's EO won't be over 150. Even if it is, I hope Newcastle defends the way it defends always. Like against, against Manchester United, they were really good. It was just a couple of moments from Manchester United that won them the Carabao Cup, and in the league they've been defending well. So I hope for the best against City. We all know that the Brighton mid that we don't have gonna haul. That's gonna be McAllister in my case, but it's all right. That's all right. We can't do anything. I wish I had a time machine, by the way, but it doesn't work like that. So guys, I hope it was a good session. I hope you had fun. I hope anybody who was on wildcard in the end managed to set a good team, and I hope it gives dividends and pays dividends in the long run. We're all set for game week 27 because I'm not going to make any transfers, but I'm going to obviously be here with you for the deadline stream to answer any questions which you might have. Game week 28, I already have 10 players. We might chop and change a little bit depending upon what goes there. Game week 29, I'm going to bench boost, and I'm going to have 13 double game week players along with 2 single game week players. And then we take it from there. Game week 30, we get Haaland back, and that's about as far as I always tend to look in FPL. Always 5 game weeks at a bounce, and then we go from there. We get free transfers, we make changes and hope for the best. FPL Sum. he says it was Saturday, Manchester City were playing at home, opponent was Newcastle. In the sunny day, City had one of the best strikers who scored 5, and it was Aguero. Good luck, Wiz. Man, you're giving me a heartache. I remember I didn't captain Aguero that day, and it was painful, man. Oh man. But I hope for the best, guys. That's all I can say. I mean, it is not the same Newcastle team. It is not the same City team. Yes, Haaland can score. Yes, Haaland is on penalties today. But you've got to take your chances when the time comes, and I took my chance on Saka, and I hope for the best. That's all I can say here, guys. Anyways, thank you so much here for joining the stream. Thanks you so much, Barry. Thank you, George. Thank you, Fadzuli, Lightrays, Todd, Thakif, Zara, Buckshot, Jug, FPL Sum, and many others who I have not said, not named. Thank you so much for joining the stream, guys. I hope it was as much fun as it was for me doing this deadline stream, and I'll see you next week on the deadline stream. I hope you have a great game week, and I hope you're set up for the season. Till then, take care. And Yasas says I've captained Martinelli. Thank you so much, Abhijit, for joining the stream. Take care, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week, guys. Till then, take care. And FPL Wizard signing out. Bye bye.